Hello, how's everyone doing this morning? Well, I've been playing like I did last week for a little while, just to kind of get my feet wet, all on 1 time speed. I think I may put it on 2 times speed, hopefully for a lot of this. I don't think we'll run into too many issues. I do need to get money at some point, but I don't want to keep, I kind of want to minimize how much money or how often I have to worry about it, but we'll see what's a good amount to do that. So I really haven't spent too much. I did put down another gas station just so that we had one out this way. I was kind of thinking about it. It's like, yeah, I know this could provide gas, but I think we're going to have a city maybe out here. And then I was looking at this flat spot right there, but this is out towards the road, towards the Soviet thing. So I thought, well, we really want to get working on this. So I also came along and just set these to be gravel projects so that we'll have a gravel road all the way out to here. I'm thinking in this neighborhood, maybe we put another, look at it on the map. If you look where we're at, that's where we're building the one gas station. If we had another one here, that's going to get us, the border is like right there. So that's going to get us a good chunk of the way. And then the other thing, we kind of have this big mountain range, especially like here is tough to get. It's kind of hard to get from this side over to this side. But like it isn't hard to get like right up through here. So this will probably be a good place to branch to get into the middle of the map. Now, of course, we can go this way, but that's like a whole nother direction, which is fine. But just as a thought, this will be a good place in this area. Otherwise, you also have like this whole mountain range here makes it kind of tough. You can squeeze through this spot or go up and around it that way. So we'll see. This looks like a big fertile plain right there. Anyway, so that's the some of the early thoughts I had while I was floating around. Let's go down and see. The farm still has tons of crops, and I did get a comment during the week about build and sell meat and the cattle. Well, I have a plan to do that. So there's our livestock farm. I haven't forgotten about the livestock farm. Just we've been struggling so much with people that it's sort of a little bit tough to want to what do you call it, like build another thing when you barely have enough people. We got like one people in the distillery and probably something like that in the, we got two in the food factory, right? So we're just getting stretched pretty darn thin, and we didn't just go ahead and buy a bunch more people in the past because we had loyalty issues. Hello, Matthias. How are you today? Welcome. You get the first comment, and it's a fine comment at that. So then I was down here looking at this. I did put on a few more trucks, and now we've got it to where we're not backing up here. And let's see how we're doing here. This is staying pretty steady. I think we're not using all of the wood quite yet, but I don't think it's going to be hard for us to use up this wood. We'll see, because at this point, much like over there, we're a lot of times we have zero, but we're only getting like 2 or 3 people. So this truck has not moved in a half hour. Now again, I was just running on 1 time speed, so wasn't going too fast, and we've gone from like 2 to 4 bitumen at this point. There we go. We got 2 more people in here. Same thing with the fuel. How's he doing? I forget exactly what he had. 3 maybe. So we've kind of like in a half hour's time made 3 tons of fuel, which hey is better than nothing. And I want to see how it's working, but it's certainly not at this point. It's not OP. But then again, we don't have enough people, and even if I put more buses on there, we haven't gotten the message in quite a while about this. So about the heating plant not having people. So it seems like we're getting, a good number of people here, that at least we pick up a couple of them with our little orange buses, enough that we're not getting that message, or at least we haven't this winter. That's good. Hey, Antonio. How are you doing? Welcome. Yeah, just going through a little bit of the progress and the things that I worked on during the week, or just for the last half hour while I was warming up. We also have this line. It's probably a little hard to see. This road that we've been building up over here to get the bauxite. And the only thing I think that this should be, this again, get your guys' opinion too. Talked about maybe building a town here, getting the bauxite and selling it. I have no problems with that, except for the fact that we do really need to get to where we can export. Let's come around this way, where we can export things to the Soviet. Like, we've got 246,000 rubles, but we need more, right? Okay, so that project's done. So now we're getting on to bigger paving projects that we can do. So let me go get my construction. Let's move it up so it pins itself. And then let's head back there. All right, so I want to make sure that we're pretty steady building this road. So I think even with a gas station right here, I think we're going to be kind of okay with that. Yeah, the background thing happens to me kind of fairly often. You start. The worst part is like you watch a video and you like the person's video, and then you're just, I don't know, you go off playing your game and you completely forget that it was even anything happening. And yeah, there's not a huge amount of progress. The biggest thing, I was taking a look, since it's the beginning anyway, take a look at our population statistics for like all time. All right, to get an idea of where we're at. So then here's what it looks like. You know, we haven't had any escapes, even though we have a lot on that thing. We haven't had any escapes recently. And you can kind of see where we're right now up to the level we were at like 2 years ago. So it's kind of sad. But the other positive thing is you can see our children, we've never had more children, or I'm sorry, we've never had more babies anyway. And so that means we're going to probably have a pretty good, you know, population growth spurt coming up pretty soon. So one of the things I was sort of waiting for is like the end of winter before we brought in too many more people. But I wouldn't mind maybe buying a few more to give us a bit of a head start. Even though I know we're going to have an explosion, I think we have enough food planned that shouldn't be a huge problem. And I would really like to be able to ramp up at least a little bit more what we already have. We got the secret police over here. I haven't even started building that because, again, just how many people. And I didn't want to do it. There was no urgency. And it's just taken forever now that it's wintertime to get this stuff up here built. But I think this should be our priority. At least getting this going, which is a construction office and a gravel yard. We could bring some gravel up here to help the paving further ahead, right? In addition, if we're going to build a town in this area and exploit the oil. And the other thing about building a town in this area as a priority is also, let's make that big again. If we do coal, you can see there's coal spots along this ridge that aren't hard to get to at all. Which is another reason for talking about this. So if we were to look, you know, if this is the place where the town is, we could have a coal kind of industry maybe over here, just a little one, bricks and whatever else we get with coal. Where's our construction is where the brick thing is, right? Or no? Brick factory. Yeah, we got coal in that. And that's the only one I think. Yeah, concrete doesn't use coal. What's the other thing that uses coal? Well, power plant, which would be kind of a nice thing to have. Now, we did talk about using this fuel. I don't know. We need to see a much bigger improvement. It's only been a few minutes, but if we go back and look, 6.7. And we got 4 people in there, and I think we need to get other buses. But again, I want to make sure this is going, especially through the winter. Kind of part of my thing is you just don't want to mess with stuff too much. Yeah, the oil maker. Yeah, that might have happened every episode. I think the wood cutting. Yeah, that's right. I still forget where the darn thing is. Yeah, oil. Refinery. That's right. Pitch extraction. So is that saying if you have 60 workers, you get 3 bitumen per workday? Or is that per worker? You know, like, so it certainly seems more like 3 bitumen per workday than it seems like. But then again, we have so few people here. It's just hard to say. But let's let the winter pass. Once we're out of the snow here, we'll ramp up a little bit on that. How's that sound? Spend a little bit more money on getting some more people in, because those people should help us produce that much more and pay for themselves. Everything helps us produce that much more and pay for itself eventually, but I think at this point the extra population is in order if we want to keep it moving quickly. And the benefit to keeping it moving quickly is we have these loans. We might as well take another loan before I run out of money there. What caused our last catastrophe. So we owe 580. So let's go to 700,000, which is a little bit more. I think we were taking, what, 650? 710 it is. We'll go for a year. We're not lasting near a year without having to borrow more, but all right. Pay that back. Oh, okay. Thought it would close itself. I was expecting too much. There we go. So now we have that much and we owe 708,000. So, well, really, so we're 500,000 in the hole if you don't count our rubles. Just we're 500,000. So really, if you think about it, in some ways, other than we're not making money with our rubles, we're not so far gone into debt at this point, especially if we can get some of this stuff ramped up as summer gets here. All right, let's take a look at our construction office, make sure he's still working. Yeah, this farm technical service, I don't know. It's just taking forever and a day to build this thing. And it just needs people. And I think it's partially the winter time. I haven't really tried to follow what our bus is doing. Which one is it? I forget which one the bus is. There it looks, yeah. What are you doing right now? So see, sometimes they prioritize other things, like that substation, and I'm wondering if that's just not really messing me up because we're not getting anybody there because it's wintertime and they're trying to drive all the way up there. So I'm going to cancel those electrical projects. I'm going to cancel all the projects up there, as a matter of fact, except for that road, which hopefully they would not prioritize that road over the farm services. All right, it's unfortunate, but I just don't want them taking people up to here, which is another reason for building this new construction office. That's the negative side to having the big construction office, which is quite wonderful with 20 spaces. Is that if you put a bus in there, you can't control them when it comes to the roads, and they start sending workers out to the roads, which I really don't like. Because we only have so many workers as it is, so I do like to separate out who works on what, so you don't have workers, you have workers focused on the most important building. So let's see if we can get that done a little bit faster anyway. There we go, we're getting the melt. Hello, Dennis, welcome. Welcome, Teapot. Is there iron ore nearby? There's iron ore in this area. So when I first played the original series, we got into this valley. There was no pollution, so I just plopped down my town like right here. And the steel mill was like right in this area, and we got coal from over here. We had a power plant up here and brick making facility up here. Then we had the oil and the oil refinery and all like surrounding this town, which pretty much died as soon as the pollution came in. So, I mean, it was a little bit, yeah, that was a mess. The whole creation of the pollution was a big thing because if you never had it, you know, you just built stuff right next to it with no thought to it. Didn't setting well, I didn't set that, but you definitely it could, you know. But the problem wasn't so much the road projects, just so you know, it was the I like doing it so I don't have to do what you just said, Matthias. That like this is I understand what you're saying. That would setting this to 0 workers could work. Let's see. Yeah, we're not even. It's not even allowed. Oh, there we go. Yeah. So we could turn that all the way down, which is fine. But my problem really wasn't the roads in that case. It was this power plant getting built first. See, like now they're sending people to these other. Well, this one's going to be this road here where we have a tool working, but we're now sending stuff to the technical farm service. It was trying to build these in the winter time, but I think, you know, the people were running out of time while they were on the bus, so we were never getting any workers there, which is your limit if you do it like I do. And it's a big limit. It really makes things a lot harder to expand if you will only leapfrog build. Like if you can only build so far because you got to have a person to build. Like we're going to have a town out here, or else we're not going to really be able to build most things further than this. And that's when you think about that, that's a huge limitation on the game. Like it's a massive difficulty thing to do it that way. So it's going to be interesting what I think about the helicopters and how they build and drag people out there. That's to me that's kind of an in between sort of thing. Let's see what our new vehicle is. Yeah, train we're not going to have until yeah. Well, box car or I don't know. Is that a stake body of some sort? Okay. So now I think I can reassign this and we should be able to get out here and build it. But yeah, that definitely, I don't know if I even had that one assigned to anything. All right, so is that a project? No, we built the line out there. That's good. But they probably built that from this end. All right, and so I think I had this assigned to get the construction office going. This I'm not going to worry about too much because as long as this gets built, then we'll have power. And like I said, I really want to get pushed out this way as much as anything else because I need to get to that. I need to get to the Soviet, like kind of ASAP, or at least second biggest priority to getting stuff exported here is to get this road built. Sorry about that. Had to cough. Last few days, I've had to. I don't know if I have a cold coming, but my throat's been kind of irritated. So, in any event, hopefully that's not too much of an annoyance during this whole thing. So, there we go. So, we're building as fast as we can out here. Let me close this thing. Let me get rid of that snap. I wish that snap wouldn't default. Build resources is fine. Okay, so the helicopters can't go too much further, and I read Dennis's separate road construction. Even if I assign everything typically, right? Just because I like that micromanagement. But I know Dennis from having talked to him before. He tends to do it so that because you can auto assign just a certain type of projects. At that point, just have them do road projects or whatever it is. And then, that's a whole nother thing. Yeah, so if we put it on auto search, we could do like what kind. I didn't really mean to do that, huh? I think that was it. Wouldn't put any in ahead of that. But anyway, you can pick which kind, so then you can just have it do roads. And I have done that before, especially when you get like real advanced, because then the third type of construction office to set up would be a supply construction office, which just has like a bunch of dump trucks and a bunch of flatbeds, and just they're just going to run materials to like anything that they can run materials to. And I always put those on auto search. If it's just, like as soon as this gas station needs the next stage, just boom, you got like 3 trucks headed out there delivering all the stuff. And that really speeds things up too, which is just really, it's a math equation with how many trucks you have, right? So you could put extra dumpers in there. And then that way you can also keep more specialty equipment in your other ones. Like you can have more cranes and more everything else for like doing the actual building. So are we actually ever going to get this done? Yeah, look, we're at least down to 96 work days. All right, so we're past the summer. Boy, we went through some money too, didn't we? Well, no, I guess, I don't know. It seems like we spent a lot. What are we building that went through that much? Right, yeah, so we're still building on that. As soon as that's done, maybe we start building our thing. But do we get a few more people in here? Let's see what our housing population looks like. Make sure everybody's happy before we do it. We're up to 352. When I first started, it was like 310, like a half hour before the stream started. So we're definitely growing the population nicely. I'm not feeling. Ooh, what was our new message? Okay. Yeah, if we're gonna do that, I think we need to put another. Let's put another building in the works, and we'll buy some people. Look, there's nobody over here, so let's just get like, how about 30 more people? All right, we'll let them go work wherever the heck they want. Now, are the people here? Yeah, you're gonna be able to. It's a dumb question. Yeah, they'll be able to walk to this, no problem. Yeah, so since I don't want another loyalty thing, how is our loyalty doing? This year, let's just do last year. We'll seem to trail off a little bit this year. Kind of mixed. So we're reasonably certain this gives us more loyalty or doesn't let them escape. So why don't we put that on the list too? Since the last thing we need is that kind of catastrophe happening. That set us back a lot. Oh, look, we jumped up to, because we bought 30. But that was still, we've had a lot of people born and pop in the last thing. So let's do secret police. Let's take a look at that. Last few months, right? It's only March, but yeah, that was a pretty big pop-up. All right, so does that mean we need more? Doctors seem to very rarely need many more than the minimum. Maybe we could use. Well, we don't have that many students, but we might want to pop that up pretty soon. Yeah, teachers here. Oh yeah, let's just put that on the max. Start making sure that's because we are growing. That'll eat up some more people, but that's exactly why we bought them, right? Yeah, we'll just have to see. We got max 10. I'm okay with that. Firefighters, yeah, give me the max. Or no, we have that turned down. Let's leave it alone for a minute. New vehicle. Okay. Yeah, so I think we're all right with our things. We have this turned up right now, max 5. Yeah, we really don't need too many here. Can we do 3? 4. I'm not too worried about their culture. Yeah, well, they'll bring our happiness down a little bit, but we're in good shape. So I think, we'll see how that makes out with getting a few extra people in. Can't hurt. You see what the comments are. Yeah, well, I could definitely see, Matthias, a distribution office. At this point, I don't mind micromanaging it because it's just one thing. Like, in other words, I'm not going to really. To me, this is a supply for that, and I don't mind that we're like, if we were to drop off here eventually when we have this, but the fact that we're dropping here and then exporting, I don't have a problem with that. Distribution office doesn't do that particularly well with the like the export loop that I like to make. So in other words, I drop off gravel here, and then export the excess, and that works out real well when you're that close to the export. That's what I like about my system over the distribution office. Distribution office is easy, but I really don't mind the micromanagement myself. So when it comes to it, in other words, what I'm saying is I don't mind assigning a truck or two to drive stuff out there, buy an extra couple dump trucks, and just drive it to be there. Because then the construction office themselves, in this case, I'm just sending them up to here as well. So it's, but at some point, yeah, we could definitely do the distribution office thing. I think the distribution office to me works best with like food in the city at times, like when you want to bring all the stuff into the town here, so you could have them go like get it from the various places and bring it back. That's one thing I like the distribution offices for. Yes, I could see the comment about with manual assignment, the most critical thing is to transport people. Yes. And I think we can get people out to here. So where the helicopter shines is that it can get the people out here a lot more quickly. Like we weren't building this. Literally, this is just like, and I wasn't paying that much attention in a sense, getting ready for the stream and just looking at everything and like building that road behind me. But this was just not getting built. It just was not moving forward. There we go. Look, technical services. So let's see what we have for technical services. I do want to build another one. So let's wanted to get an idea. I don't necessarily want to increase the working range of this one too much, but I wanted to see what that looked like on the map. All right, let's shrink this guy and move this guy up. There we go, right? Yeah, if I increase it, he's just going to go further into town, right? And I'd rather him just like stay out here. Rather have, fewer trucks, but he's perfect. He's going to get the part of the town that this other guy, can I click on that? Of course not. See, just right where this guy ends, this guy pretty much picks up. Oh, there you go. See that? All right, so he'll get the remainder of that. If I increase the area, he'll just spend more time over here. I don't want that. But having said all that, this guy ends about here. Yeah, which really points to putting one in this area. Now, I had some debate about this area insofar as I think I want to try to keep this area clear of all these service buildings, but I haven't really left a good road back into here yet either. And I'm thinking, do we have a road over this way? Probably right here, right? Since we have some time, maybe we go right from there. So this would be like our road up into our town. Oh, I can't level anything, so. All right, that would be road up into town. And then, I was just thinking if there's a train or whatever comes by, it would be on this way because we've already got this area kind of clogged up. But if we did do that, I can't really level too much, can I? And I don't necessarily need that thing in town. I kind of want them to do this road How about can we... I put the bus stop here. There's no real great way to keep on this side without just adding another thing down here. So let's do that. Maintenance. All right, we just want the little small technical office yellow. Okay. All right, and do I want to make it so that there's now a road where I can put more stuff? Let's commit to that. All right, so we'll have him work on this. Yeah, look, he's getting this road done. Before you know it, we're just going to have bypassed them. But we're getting to the limit of what the road building's going to be doing from all the way down there. But in the meantime, we'll be building this. There's no point in waiting. All right, so then this is already being built. Probably the next thing I'd really want is the gas station. I think we're going to have power from over here, no problem. Though I didn't really check that, did I? Yeah, that should be a problem. Good, then we'll have our gravel thing here. Now I did leave it so that the gravel outshoot could go this way if we ever wanted to. I don't know if we would build a concrete thing here or not. That's going to be another issue, though. Probably should definitely consider it. Considering we're going to have like a whole industry up here, if we're going to get some coal out of the ground there, oil, probably would want to get a whole full construction supply going up here. I don't know how to check the loyalty of the young ones. Do you mean all of them? Or, I mean, how do you check just the young ones? You would go around and like... There's the loyalty, which is, like I said, pretty steady. But yeah, how would you check the loyalty of the young ones? Just by clicking on them in school or something? We can do that. Let's, there should be young ones in here. So loyalty, question mark, question mark, question mark. It's all just question mark. So do we have to select each person? Question mark. And how do you find out the loyalty of the young ones? Do we go here and filter? So this is plus 21s. We shouldn't have too many of them. Yeah, it's not telling me. Now, will I be able to check once I have the secret police, maybe? That would be... Or do I need the court townhouse thing? Yeah, even if I pick some, it's not really telling me... It's not telling me their loyalty. It tells me all the other stuff. Secret police. There you go. Secret police need to visit citizen's home to display his loyalty. Well, we just started working on that, so there we go. Give me a minute, Dennis. I'll get there. Money? Yeah, money. Thank you. Have you built a gulag yet? No, no need for a gulag quite yet. We will consider that. And the last gulag was way out over by the import area for the thing. So we'll build it somewhere up that road, I imagine. Let them escape back to the Soviet, I suppose. Yep, we're going to get the state police. That's what I live. We have in the United States a lot of, well, almost every state has state police. So where you have some towns have a local police and then you have state police on top of that. My area I live in doesn't have its own police department. We use the state police. They have a barracks near here. So, in any event, yes, let's just check on what we're doing. How's the secret police doing? Pretty well. Look, we got all that power stuff done out there. And how is our gravel doing? Sorry, we had 400 when I first opened up the game, so now we're at 537, which I think some of that just, this works better than the other. Let me put, I think, just one truck in our farm technical services. We'll just buy a new one. Oop, that's not, we don't need to buy fuel. What's the fastest plowing speed? Well, you're the fastest. Oh, he's modded. Yeah, we'll give him a shot. All right, I think one is probably enough for now. I don't want to spend too much money on such things. And then we'll have the technical services up here. All right. This, yeah, we might as well get. Yeah, that gas station's already done. This is just for like future stuff here. Yeah, we will need to get another power up here and start doing all of that. I don't want to spend too much money. Yep, well, no big deal on the loyalty thing. Very understandable, especially because a lot of times with something like that too, you know, you get used to just having all the stuff. Like, you spend so much time on the late game if you're really building things up that, you know, you're something like the secret police off in their wooded compound here, you know, sneaking out in the middle of the night through the woods to go spy on people. You just already have it, and you just don't even think what it's like back in the beginning of the map. At least that's the way it was for me. We still, I don't think we've had a load of bitumen yet. Now, how are we doing with people? Yeah, 421. We're increasing nicely. We're increasing nicely. How's this doing? Yeah, see, we just have this steady inflow of buses. How's our unemployment? Oh, that's right. It's up here nowadays. Yeah, 2%. So see, we're just, every new worker we get. All right, we'll look at this year again. Yep. Nice. But babies around 80 would be nice, or 61. That's fine. You know what? You guys already warned me about the money once, and I got completely distracted in that 10 seconds of thinking, yep, I need to take out a new loan. Some of it's the fast forward speed. That's one of the reasons I like to slow it down when I'm building, or even just pause it when things get too much. All right, so let's borrow 710,000. Repay this one. Oh, look at that. That's a good sign. 567, 391. When that number's going down, that's a nice thing, you know? It means we lasted a little bit longer until we paid it back. But then again, I shouldn't get too excited because we let it drop down further as well, didn't we? Never mind. It wasn't. We're still going. I mean, I know we're still going into debt, but yeah, so there we go. We're back up. We probably have to start borrowing more, or else that's just going to come down too soon. Well, I'm okay with the higher monthly payments because it reduces my interest rate. Now, again, I don't know how they're doing the interest rate. It just doesn't make sense to me. I'm very familiar with how to calculate a mortgage payment. Like, I could probably make you a spreadsheet right now for your mortgage, and it would be pretty darned accurate. But it just doesn't make sense to me how they're doing the loans in this game, where the interest. There's no reason you can't have a lower interest rate on a loan for a shorter loan, right? So if we say it's 2.9% interest rate, well, that should be an annual interest rate. When somebody says interest rate, they mean annual interest rate. It's unheard of, really, that you would loan somebody money for a higher interest rate for a shorter loan. Like, that's why when you get a credit card, it's considered a short-term loan. It's like 10, 20%, you know? Your home loan, which is 30 years or more, maybe, might be 2 or 3 or 4% type thing. So why that would go higher for a longer term makes no sense. And I even did the math on it in a sense, and yeah, you definitely are getting charged that annual interest rate if I'm remembering correctly. I remember doing the math and calculating. So in other words, you're spending more money to take the loan out for a longer period of time. Which I guess I don't know. I guess they're trying to do that for game balancing. I guess they feel like, so like in other words, yeah. So even like I'm just paying more principal back is part of the issue. Just like a stupid game I have to play at that point. Yeah, well, okay. I'm not sure how that counters the inflation exactly, but okay. Because the inflation is the inflation. Whether you take a loan out, pay back a different amount, I'm not sure what you mean by counter the inflation. Like offset the inflation, maybe? Traffic jam. Oh. All right. Well, okay. Well, that'll do it. So they're not. See, there you go. Your distribution office. Or no, this is not the distribution office. It's probably my system causing this problem, right? All right. So we don't have any more corn, which is good actually. That means we're kind of caught up. All right. Now why is this guy? Oh no, he's. I would think they're balancing it out, but I guess they're just pulling it in when they need it. And then we got plenty over here. Yeah, at some point we'll maybe when we get done building this, we'll build or this. We'll get on that. Now, how are we doing? I don't want to do too much because they're. It's going to take a long time to get this stuff built with the manpower. All right, so we can do this. Oh, not that. It's not that urgent to get in there, but just since it's a little bit of gravel. Now this is sort of a problem, I think. Yeah, no mechanism on that small of a road, so that's kind of a pain. They're going to drive a whole bus out there, maybe even two, to get that little tiny thing done. So we got all our gravel out here. That's going well. Or not all of it, huh? We need 74 more tons. See how it starts slowing down? And traffic jam. I guess we can clear that message. I could pull some of those people off, but we might as well just leave them there for the moment. Now, are they holding up people from the distribution? No, I think they're just the exporters. And to be honest, this is fine with me. I don't really. That's fine. Nobody's spending any gas just sitting there. We've got these two things filled up. See, that worked out kind of perfect. By accident, which is the best way, right? Let's put this on gravel roads. Maybe they'll be a little bit less likely to plow those little. Yeah, we'll shrink that down. I'm not sure exactly what you mean, Dennis. Counter. Well, it's like in real life, they lower the interest rates. But see, in real life, it doesn't matter because there's a regular interest rate, and when you think about how much money the bank is going to make, when that's compounded annually, they make more money on the longer term because of the compounding. Because you're always borrowing it, even though you're paying it off. You're still like you're always paying the interest on how much you owe. So it's like you're going to owe that for a longer period of time, if that makes sense. So they're okay with the interest rate being lower, right? They're like because you're not in the game. Whatever the devs are trying to do, they're not worried about making money. They're not an actual bank, kind of thing, and they're not worried about the bank of the game making money. in any event, we'll see. We'll, the other thing we could do is start building our roads up into here more too, right? Do we have them? Yeah, the problem with building too much over here without building this first is that we're going to end up... All right, we'll sneak out there and do that. Maybe we can at least gravel them. We can't level past this point. Is my biggest issue. Oh, jeez. Good old save game. Where's that? Goes to there. I think that's his. Oop, don't go that way. Silly game. Why are you doing that? Can I come from the other way? See what it's doing? Look, it's going looping all the way around there. I don't want to turn that to... So that made that two separate projects, which I was sort of trying to avoid, but there you go. It's fine. That'll get us up into town there. Well, the penalty interest, I think, I don't know. Do I remember it ever? I mean, the problem if you let the reason that you would have the interest would be when it goes negative. And I can't say that, I mean, it did go negative on us. I don't know if did we pay any? Does it tell you anywhere if you paid? I don't think it tells you that you paid, even if we did all and expenses, right? Like there's no, it doesn't tell you how much interest you're paying. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know where you would find out how much you've paid. Like, like there's no industry, construction, citizens, like, because we're on all. Like, if we had ever paid anything in interest and it was going to show it here, it would. So I can't tell if I ever paid penalty interest when we did dip negative that one time. So we'll see what happens with it. Now, how are we doing? Have we made a truckload of fuel yet? No, but we're up to 10. So, and we're up to 8. I did turn down the number of people, but that doesn't seem to be too much an issue. I think what we would do, if we felt like we were having tons of extra people here, is pull another bus off. But to be honest, I'd rather have them doing other things than... But we do have a nice flow of people. We probably should really think about graveling these too, just to make them look nicer like we did over here. Yeah, you know what? Let's... Something else that's good to get done, even though it does suck up some resources. Never had a loan that had a penalty if I paid it off early. So I don't know. Maybe that's... Like, you got to stop taking those payday loans out, right? So I guess what you guys are saying is, well, by the way, that's why that is absolutely a thing in real life, right? Like right now, the inflation's really high around the world, certainly high here in the United States. That benefits anyone that has a lot of debt, right? Because if you, let's just say 3 years ago, if you had borrowed $1 million, well, then there was 10% interest and you're still earning money, right? Well, you're going to earn money at the new inflated rate, like your money is now worth less money. Well, your debt is worth less. You still might owe $1 million, But when you make money today, you're making it at a higher rate in theory, right? So there is absolutely a benefit in real life to borrowing a lot of money if interest rates are going to be really high. That's why some industries really benefit from high inflation. And guess who else benefits? The government. So do you think they really have the opposite? They want interest. They don't care if it hurts people's savings and all that kind of stuff, you know, because it helps the government pay off their debts if their debts are lower. If the interest rate is or the inflation rate is higher, it helps them pay off their debts more easily because they get a tax every year, you know, and their tax is now at the inflated, you know, money rate. Hello, Xavier. Welcome. How is everyone doing today? Let's see. Are we not paying attention and bad things are happening? Money. Yeah, I think I'm going to up the amount of money we're borrowing just to not have to do this. Yeah, let's go up to 800,000 so that it's kind of done because we're now up to 639 that we got to pay back, so. But that really did jump, didn't it? But then again, part of it, like I said, was... Yeah. Let's check. Yeah, see how it flashed? I didn't click that time, and it flashed back to this. That's what I expected it to do on the last screen, but it never did. There we go. So we owe 800,000, but we have 244,000. And we are just almost in waiting mode here. Oh, here's the situation, right? Something. Yeah, so we should probably just get another open haul to sell some beams. How much do they cost? Is it better to sell the... Let's see, what does it cost for planks or lumber versus wood? That's right, boards. $27 almost. Wood is 17. So when this converts them, it's pretty similar, isn't it? I mean, I guess it's better to do the boards. This would be like 5/7. Is this five? Yeah, I mean it's probably just as well. Let's sell some lumber. Then this. Oop, where am I going? It's over here. All right, we get an open haul. Click. I had to move the other thing, didn't I? All right, so we're just going to have him drive from here. All right, let's just see this real quick. Yeah, we're limiting the amount of boards. We could probably up it a little bit, right? I'm not going to mess things up too much by doing that. I don't want to cut down on my other stuff too much, but yeah, let's just do like that, 26%. And then back to here. Yeah, wait until loaded, though that could cause a problem. No, don't wait until unloaded, but unload just the boards. And then custom house anything, unload. That's just what I like to say in case I'm stupid. Sometimes they pick up goofy stuff for bizarre reasons. All right, there we go. So we should be able to start him, get a little more money coming in. Then the other question is, can we cut down on this? There you go. So we'll max that out at 2, which should send one extra person over to here, I guess, in theory, or here. Okay, good. How is this doing? secret police construction office, gas station. Yeah, so I think it's just going to be a lot of work getting that, but we did get this road done. We might as well keep going. As long as they can get roads done and get the other stuff done as well. And it's not winter time, so. Reduce the volume of. Sorry, there's a delay in the recording, so sometimes you guys comment, and I'm already 45 seconds past that. Reduce the volume. Do you mean of my voice or the game? Or more workers? More workers are more fuel. Yeah, well, let's see. The only other thing, yeah, let's take a look at the workers. We did buy 30 of them a little earlier, so I just don't want to have a population explosion either. So let's just do all. Let's see what. See, we have right now 148 kids. We're going to get a lot more workers shortly. We have 80 babies, 148 children. So I just want to let them like flow into the mix of things and absorb them, right? As a matter of fact, let's just make sure, yeah, we're going to have enough room for them, but they're literally going to fill these houses up pretty quickly. That one's already getting filled up. How's our educated doing? I wasn't paying too much attention to that. Yeah, well, that's a great sign. I mean, we're educating the heck out of them because that's plenty. We don't need everybody to be university educated, for one. But the fact that we have only 105 that are uneducated means that they're almost all babies and children. So that's perfect. And the fact that we have 210 babies and children means that we're doing great with our education. It's good. Let's close that and this. Yeah, I think we're gonna have an explosion of people, and after that explosion, we'll take a look at getting more. How's that sound? In the meantime, we can keep plugging away at these roads. I never did assign this one, did I? Let's go take a look at our gravel. But otherwise, Dennis, I do agree. I have no problem with the idea that, yeah, more fuel, more people over here means more fuel. I'd also like to see us getting more. What do you call it? Another bus over here too. As winter comes, I don't want to stop this from getting its max people. That's kind of a waste. It would be nice if they can auto shut down certain buildings like that during the winter or the summer. Hey, Radomir. Welcome. Oh, you did say hello. Sorry, I missed that. Not that there's that many chats. I just skipped right past it somehow. So my apologies, but welcome. 120 to 150 accommodation capacity. Yes. So when we look at it, I've got 40 here, another 75, and then another 40 here. So that's like, well, about that. Let's say 80 plus 75. So that's 100 and some. So yeah, then we have this one planned. And then I'm thinking that kind of maxes out this city. And I have no problem with building that very soon. I just want to kind of get this going because I think the next thing is to just keep pushing this way. Get this gravel thing built so we can keep pushing further to get connected with a gravel road all the way up to Soviet. And then I'd like to start, maybe we should even do it now. I don't want to slow down time too much, but maybe we should get in here and start planning how we'll do this town. And let's take a look. Yeah, tempted to go to normal speed just so I don't have a catastrophe, but we'll try to pay attention to two things at once, which is not my strong suit in life. I'm a good focuser on things. I'll like literally sit there and say, okay, in 2 hours I have to go and do XYZ, and I'll start playing a video game or whatever, working on something, and I'll just completely forget the time of day. And it'll be like 3 hours later, and I've missed it or whatever the case is. All right. Speaking of which, what are we doing here? We are looking for metallurgy, iron mine, power. Isn't power a thing? Yeah, there we go. Electricity. They have coal power plant. Do they have coal mine here? Hmm. Fossil fuels. That makes a lot of sense. So we have this coal mine, which is significantly more. Yeah, 425 workers, and we want smaller, not bigger. So this is just our standard coal mine. And we should have, yeah, see, we have like a splotch right up there. This is a nice splotch right there. Is there any else closer? Just want to see. Now, see, I think this was the splotch that let's see, can I zoom out? Yeah, shift. Yeah, that one's a little small, but could be okay. Right, and I don't see any other. We can go click on that, right? Make it so you guys can see what we're dealing with too. See right along this ridge, right where I'm running up and down, side to side. So it's like real good here. And by the way, this is also, see where there's iron right in this area that I'm at now. See over by the other side here. So if we build the coal mine over this way, we could get iron out over this way as well to just be up. Let's shrink this thing back down. The iron mine will just, it could be here. Then you just have to bring the stuff together in the middle, which is what we did the last time. I'm not so concerned with the iron, honestly, at this point. Now, I know we can't really. Yeah, I definitely think the coal should be pointing out this way. Fortunately, somehow that was flat enough I could build it. All right, so there we go. Let's show you where that was so we could see where that would be. Now, we would have to leave some space down here because if our town's here, how far away are we? All right, like let's just say we stuck to that flat spot. All right, how far? That is a cool tool. I do wish they would show you how far it was, like from where you last click. They're telling me the terrain height, which is fine, but like if I do this, does it? Yeah, see, it doesn't. Oops, I didn't really mean to do that because I didn't even really look at the distance. So impressed by the tool. So you're talking about air distance of 1,000 meters. So that's a pretty good hike. It means we can build an industry down into this area without any real fears of getting polluted all the way over here. I think that's good. Next to a gold mine. Oh, I guess you meant coal mine. I'm thinking gold mine. What is a gold mine? Never mind. All right, so we're still having the same traffic jam, right? Yeah, until we get some. No, that'll clear itself up. I guess there's no way to just ignore that message, huh? Traffic jam, production stop. There we go. We did get a production stop, so. I don't know. Hopefully that doesn't hurt anybody's feelings too much. Right, how is our construction doing? Good. Good enough. Yeah, we still just want to keep that going. And the road out here, yeah, we're still working on it. All right, so that sets up this, and then the other thing I would like to do is just, I think it's just this whole area in here. So let's go fossil fuels, oil with the pump jack. Yeah, see, it's this whole area here. I remember even doing the same exact thing. I'm gonna just get a dirt road. Doesn't have to be that exact. Just anywhere. Oh, what are we doing? Thought I was getting a dirt road. Well, no, not only was I not getting a dirt road, I got a fancy paved road there. Let's cancel that. All right, we're just going to go with a simple dirt road to show us the rough ballpark of where the oil is. Oops, missed. All right, so if we go back to somewhere, right, pretty close. So that's where our oil field would be. And then keeping in mind the towns here, you can definitely see where it wouldn't be too hard to put a refinery and whatnot in this general vicinity. And again, do you try to jam a coal, like iron over here, like you guys are saying? Ah, secret police is done. Okay, let's go take a look. Let's make sure they're getting people. Yes, it is. So we can buy secret cars. Ah. Is it just cars? Well, I mean, hey, if it helps them do their car jobs, or maybe they have to, does it just help them go further? That would make sense. Let's buy them the cheapest car, because that'll, like, blend in better, right? Like, if they're in an old, trobby, you know, kind of a piece of junk. I don't know if they were good cars or not, to be honest, but we'll just start with one, see how that does. All right, so now, so the idea, if we want to find out about the children, yeah, so we still can't see this house. Can we see this house? Oh, there's nobody in that one. Did they visit anywhere yet? No, I still can't see, but good. All right, so we have a duty car. Now, do you need the duty car just to, you know, just to do their jobs, or can they do it? And does this actually increase their loyalty? What does this mean? Government loyalty greater than... Oh, so in other words, you can only... Well, let's say, yeah, we want a little bit of percentage of loyalty for the workers, right? Is that going to hurt us? Is that saying they would only take certain workers? I would think you'd want it to be pretty high. That would be my inclination anyway. I certainly would want highly loyal people in my secret police. I guess we should pave this too, huh? We'll leave that open. Not paved, but yeah, we'll get both of those done while it's summertime and relatively easy. Good, so we actually have the construction office done over here too. Just cars, okay. Well, that's fine. They have a car that they could go do their work in. I mean, you would think it would extend their area, right? Yeah, traffic jam. Epidemic. Sounds familiar. Severe complications. Seems the disease is not very infectious, will not spread easily through the populations. All right. Well, is there something we can do about that, or is that just... No, I have... Yeah, I don't know. Is there anything we could do about an epidemic? We got doctors. Is that just a world event kind of thing? We really didn't have any world events, well... Yeah, I'll get rid of that. So we'll see if something else pops up about it. Yeah, only have 5 houses. Yeah, we should probably... Let me stick another one of those on build for a second. Then I need to take a quick break. I'll be right back, but let me assign them to build this one, and then let's get these walkways done, and then I don't want to... Well, we have 2 paths. We can... I think this little tiny path here... I don't know if that's worth doing or not. Yeah, we don't have... We could do... If I did this... It'll give them another option to go down here while I'm paving other things. Let's get them doing this and this. Right, and then I should be able to keep them being able to get in here, even if they have to come out and go around. They probably could have just gone around there, but the less time they spend wandering around going places. So if we want to get like this guy to go, here, I don't know, he could have just gone this way. I don't think that made much difference, but I don't know. It'll save him a couple steps. All right, give me a minute and I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Yeah, I want to see. I was thinking about that just as I was walking away. Like, see, they're definitely going out in that car. And I was thinking, you know what, even if it doesn't increase the actual range, which I understand that it wouldn't, like if they're going to go investigate a house all the way out here, I bet you it's just a lot more efficient. So we might not need the cars because they could walk to all these houses. But what if they couldn't walk? Right. See, they're not, now they wouldn't be able to check these houses, I would think. So does the car let them go further? Then the other thing is it could have just been that we didn't give it enough time. Now we're running out of... Yeah, let's get this. So that got done pretty quick. There we go. We got gravel going onto that one. Let's go ahead and... Alright, I think we'll do... Well, if we do that, then that one won't get done. Yeah, I don't want to stop. You can get these buses and such stuck in there. Let that one finish. It should be done in a second. But... Alright, so that's that and that done. Since it's not wintertime yet, just going to keep plugging away on these roads, because... Especially this one. Look, we're almost up to that bridge, and I definitely think we're going to want the construction office here for that bridge, right? We're going to be able to build a bridge without people. And don't think you can. How are we doing on? So we need some more resources. No, we don't. Not for this. We just need people, which doesn't surprise me at all. That's the same thing. I just clicked again. That's not something we're working on. So yeah, so we have this. Let's see. We have this. Are we getting closer to the Soviet? Well, I guess we can tell, right? How much does it cost us? I don't want to spend too much with the Soviet. 31 rubles. 18. So I still think we're better off with the dollars from where we're at. All right. So there we go. So at least we'll have fuel out here as people go to come by. That'll make a difference too at times, especially when we start exporting up that way. So the question is, I don't know that it makes too much difference other than to say that normally you're better off with the vehicles closer to their supply, right? Because they're going to want to go back to their station each time. And if they're going back to their station, are they, I don't know. In this case, I don't, like, in other words, overall, you're better off with the supplies near the construction office because then they can go get them real quickly and head out. I don't know that it makes too much difference when it comes to the gravel in this one, right? So in other words, if we move some trucks up here, because they're going to come back to here, it's not like they have, their only task is going to be to build further this way. So I think we're going to be okay. Now, once we get this built, of course, we can assign this as their pickup location. Then the other thing we could do is just move a few of these dump trucks and whatnot out of here, right? Yeah, let's take 2 of them. Come on. There you go. Then we'll take that's going to take forever to get up there, isn't it? I should have probably put a it's all right. It'll take them a little while to get there, but now we'll have a few of those, and then the other thing to do is to turn off the auto. All right, and then this guy is going to be assigned to do that road. And then we need to so he's going to go all the way down here and get gravel. Oh, not. All right, is there anything else that he would ever need? Probably. I mean, I guess it might as well just do the thing here, right? So gravel, you're not going to have a bus, but we'll put that there. And might as well assign these things, I guess. We can always switch it over if we get someplace, but in the meantime, if for some reason we get assigned something else. But really just plan on him doing the roads, of course. All right, then we got the fuel up there. Yeah, we still got our traffic jam. I'm okay with that. All right, good to go. Yeah, so we just get this guy done. Mechanisms on the site. We just need more people. Hopefully we'll get it done before the winter. Yeah, traffic jam. No, the traffic jam's still going on. It's just because we don't have any. Oh, no. Now we got a real traffic jam. Oh, good Lord. Oh, so, okay. Well, we must have triggered the distribution office. So I think what I'm going to do for now, you just get out of here. You just get out of here. So we did get some crops in, that's why. So when the crops came in, why didn't these guys get filled up with crops? I don't know. Okay, so the traffic jam actually got worse because those guys were just sitting there not filling up for some bizarre reason that I don't understand, right? You would have thought that they would have gotten out of the way because they would have filled up and then the whole circus would have started again, or did they just freeze because of the traffic jam, I guess? Well, good. At least I checked it. So no, Antonio, it didn't resolve itself. It got worse. Yeah, look, we got a lot more wood here. That definitely means we should probably increase the people. And we're up to, you know, we're getting up there, so let's go put this guy off to the side and see what kind is he. L69. All right, we'll take our chances. I guess we could always pull it back off. So he's one of these guys. We'll do this. Just start him that way. All right, there we go. So we got another bus on the job. We lost sight of our construction office. Yeah, we need to keep him busy. So he's not going to do those roads all the way up there anymore. I feel like we're getting more people. Let's look at our stats for this year's fine. All right, population nicely rising. I think, you know, very good shape. The farm isn't getting any grain. I'm not sure what you mean. The farm isn't getting any grain. The silo will not fill. Well, if the silo's filling, I don't... Are you referring to, like, why the trucks weren't filling up? I'm not sure. Yes, here's the... So the distribution office is what made the traffic jam worse. But what I think the two trucks, if I remember correctly, were trucks that I set up. So it's not exclusively the distribution office. I have other trucks that I'm micromanaging that are taking crops up to this silo and whatnot. Well, this one's different. This one's waiting on alcohol, but speaking of which, how are we doing? No workers. Yeah, this is... Where's that thing? Oh, cargo station. Yeah, for this. We'll build a road out this way. Because this will tend to get clogged up real fast at times, so we can set things to the cargo station. Alright, so what are we going to build next? I think we should go for our farming stuff down there. Right, we're far along with this that we should be able to get this done within reason. Just have to get really more people out here. Yeah, but here's the question, Matthias. Why weren't the empty trucks filling with grain? Like, every truck that comes here says, or crops anyway, grain, you know. Why weren't they moving? Like, they should have filled and then went on their way, but they decided to just sit there, see, like, you know, just not do the thing. It doesn't make a lot of sense. Unless that traffic jam, like, froze them, if that makes sense. They said, you know what, we've sat here so long, we're just never moving, so I had to, like, send them on their way. Yeah, so I agree that the empty trucks were keeping the full trucks from moving. That is a true statement. Just why were they empty? That's fine. So, whatever. We moved them forward, and then things got going again. So some kind of a bug, or maybe they do that to prevent other issues, right? Like there could be like endless loops that certain vehicles could get in, and it could cause problems. Didn't mean to click on that. All right, so yeah, so I think we should talk about building these things. I think we need a road. Oh no, the road comes this way into there. Never mind. Yeah, we will. This will be our refrigerator, or our what do you call it? Meat storage, or refrigerator, I guess it is. Yeah, so let's get this guy working on that. It's kind of the end of the road, but you can start bringing stuff up to here, and yeah, we can start building the range. Try to do this in a certain order, I suppose. Okay, well, we'll wait till the road's built. There you go. That gives them something to do for 10 minutes, huh? Good happiness. 100% happy. Let's go see how our spies are doing. Ah, there we go. So now we can see the government loyalty. So now let's check the little ones. Can we see how the little ones are doing? Yeah, 36%. Yeah, you know, some of them are lower, but you know, I guess it matters. I mean, we have, you know, 2 statues, which are going to be hard pressed to get past. Without, even that's what we have now. Now, again, do the secret police actually raise the loyalty? So now that we've had it working for a little while, we should be able to come here and say this year. No. I would have to say that the loyalty is not going up. It's stuck at like 30 or 28% or something like that. So we need to look for more loyalty, which I think is a radio station or a TV station, right? Is there any other cheaper options? Because that's sort of beyond our means. Pollution monitoring. Trees and accessories. Culture. Doesn't say anything about loyalty right there. Radio station. They're just so expensive. Though that's, well, I know what we could do is we could tell them to broadcast for loyalty, right? But art gallery, I don't think that's going to give us. Does that give us any loyalty? And I wonder if we can't. I did say, I'm going to write it down this time. Small. I feel like a small radio station would really be like feasible. I mean, I could start a radio station. I'd get arrested for it if I didn't get a license. But yeah, if you have 10 grand, you can start a radio station kind of thing. It's fire. We haven't had many fires. Okay, our bitumen is on fire. So let's see, how's our... Oh, there he goes. Yep, right on the job. How many people? Guess we have to see over here how many people. That's not the right place. Yeah, 4 or 5. Good, we put it right out. That's one of the first fires I've noticed, and I've been reading all the notes this time, so... Yeah, building is on fire. Very good. Good job, guys. Put out the fire. Now, let's see. Are we having any impact here? 12 of 13. Very good. No. Where is he going? Oh, he's going over to the asphalt plant. All right. Yeah, we should... I got the modded 2-space one. I should have used that, really. But we haven't dropped off a load yet, or if we have... Okay, because we're not even really... We're not even paving anything, and so we would have some bitumen in there if he actually had made a trip. Now, the fuel guy, that's a different story. I think he may have brought the fuel over here. Right, do we have more fuel? Yeah, look at that. I think we do. How much would we purchase? Purchase using dollars. 4 tons. So there we go. So we did actually produce some of our own fuel. See, we have 8 tons. So that's a step in the right direction. It's a long way to go, but let's see, does it cut down on our expenses, right? Every little bit helps at this point. Export, import, Western countries. Let's do last month. All right, so we imported 19 fuel for 2,500. And then this month, 17 fuel. Yeah, we're towards the, well, we haven't seen a noticeable decrease in our fuel yet, but this year, no, it's just all about the same right now. But hey, we did drop off some fuel and we obviously used it up, so excellent. All right, so we are making progress. Our wood, we certainly have enough wood, so let's see how we make out with 2. Oops, production stopped. I'm sure that's production stops always this guy. Building is woo 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 woo. Oh, money, money, money. I think I caught it in time this time. Oh yeah, look, that's what I get for not. I mean, the comments are like right there, but I try to look at them. What's going on? Amount owed. Oh, I overpay. I don't know what happened there. Let's just put time forward slowly. Right. Sorry, guys. Yeah, the money. Money, money, money. All right, so let's go back to this. Therefore, delay. It's red is usually a negative. Don't know what you do here. Oh, there it goes. Whatever happened. Did I get more money back? I don't know. Whatever. We got money now. Let's go back to full speed. We got power back. Good. All right. So what else were we doing? That's going to be the death of me. Did anything bad happen? I don't think. Nobody became unhappy. Like I just think we caught it in time. So thank you very much, guys. That was, yeah. Well, yeah. Warn me next time. It's just part of the thing is that the chats. It would almost be good. I've seen other people where they have them read them out. I can understand that. It's like on another. I have like 2 monitors plugged into this computer, and so I put the streaming stuff on the other monitor with the chat. And then, so I'm actually playing on this one. So I'm just really focused on this monitor. I can kind of see the chats going by, like when there is one, but, I can't read them every second. So thank you, though. Yeah. I'm getting old. Not old yet, but I'm getting old. Yeah, so we're getting the gravel out here. Yeah, we've almost got that one graveled before we've even built this construction site, so that's excellent. All right, how are we doing? Are we getting there almost? Yeah, aggregate storage. We got people out here. Our little party's about to end when the winter comes, so it'd be nice to get, because then like during the winter, I can start stocking up more on some gravel out here. We got the fuel. Keep checking that. I remember checking that before. Well, and if we get this small technical services done, oh, I don't even have him assigned though, do I? You know what? I've always wished that there was a way to move that up the list. Right? Like an up-down arrow kind of thing. Since we're working on that road actively, right, I want this. I don't think we should have hurt too much, but I do want, let's see, how are we doing with this? Is there any particular? We're just in the first stages of this, so it's going to be kind of tough to get that done by winter. Though I think it would help a lot if we could. So I'll just leave. We're going to pause that other because I think we're in pretty good shape down here to work through the winter. I'll just focus on getting that stuff done out there so that we can turn some dump trucks loose on it. Start filling that up. Because at some point it will matter that we're signing the roads from out here with the range. Getting some gravel out this way, especially when we start construction. So we should talk about, maybe that'll give us something to do while we're not paying attention to the money. Does anybody have any other questions about wanting to see something? I think we just checked on everything for the most part. How's our farms doing? Yeah, we don't keep up with the crops, but as soon as we can, we'll start building some of this stuff. I don't think we're gonna, not this. I'm looking for the construction thing. It's not on that screen. Yeah, see, he got this one done. Yeah, I don't think it would hurt too much to assign one more of these. Like, we'll get the livestock farm assigned. And then that's actually going to need some of this, huh? Oh, yeah, look, I even built a little... Alright, we'll commit to that. It's so easy. You know, I know a lot of people don't like the micromanaging of the construction offices, but I just, find it to be too inefficient if you don't. We might as well do that. All right, so, but at least our technical office is up at the top. Though I don't have much faith that he's going to get done that by the time the winter hits. Even if that was the only construction project, we still might not get it done. And the whole point of getting it done is that it's slowing down this, so we might as well keep working on this. Because if that's not built, then I'm really not too worried about the other part. And you know what I do want to deliver only with mechanisms. That's the whole reason for having that truck sit there empty. And then do we need another... Oh, we have it right here. I can look. Now we have 2 open hauls. That's enough. Is there anything else we'd move up there? The paver and whatnot, yeah, maybe, but not too worried about that. I mean, dumpers, having 4 dumpers in here, probably a bit much. How's our gravel? Good, we're building it up. Good. Let's see what the chats are. Income versus loan payments. Okay. Oh, online spacing. Excellent. Excellent thinking. Oh, lines. Sorry. What am I doing? Can I get to the lines from the buses themselves? Main storage, small food factory, open storage. What is this called? Importsky bus stop. There you go. Need more vehicles. Line spacing. What does need more vehicles mean? Is it not? Oh, look, it's counting that as 2 separate. Huh. Why is that counting that as 2 separate? Oh, because this one's going to Importsky bus stop 2. Well, where's it? Oh, okay. I got you. That's this one. Right. wood camp, lumber camp, whatever. 2. Oop, that's at. Oop, that's a screenshot. Making a mess. All right, there we go. There we go. All right, so now, let's not be too confused. Right, where is it? Now, why is it not on my list anymore? Line spacing is enabled. Good, thank you. What do we got here? Last chance to buy. That's fine. New vehicle. So now why did we lose? Oh, because now it's called Wood Camp 2. Never mind. Good Lord. I'm looking for imports. Never mind. Renamed it. Okay, now we're in business, right? Well, you know what? I should have looked at that. Is there anything else we want to line space? This one's already... That's the one going to the what do you call it? The heating plant and the other stuff here. That one, yeah. That's fine. There's gravel and all that stuff. I don't need any. It would only be those buses, and that's the only bus with 2. So thank you. Good call. Then Dennis was asking about the loan amount, the loan interest, the income. So that's a good thing to just see what how our income's doing. Let's take a look here. So over the course of this year, right, the last 9 months or so, we have spent about, that's 110,000, call it, another 120,000, or 130,000, 150,000, and we've created 165,000. Now I'd rounded up for the most part on these numbers, so it's, you know, pretty fair to say $15,000 more, and then our loan is going to be what, 3%, was it? I was already on the right screen. So our loan is basically 3%, and 3% of 800,000 is going to be 24,000. So we're going negative in our overall productivity, which isn't, you know, totally fair, but, you know, so we're going negative 9,000 per month as each month goes by, just like loss in wealth that we have to pay out in interest, not in a month, in a year, right? Because that's the annual rate. So that's the other thing too. So really, no, that's an annual interest rate. It should be. So we're well ahead, right? Because we're making 9,000 more stuff a month times 12 months would be 70,000. Or 8, well, yeah, 9 times 12 is 90. Geez, I can't even do basic math. 96,000 is 100,000. So overall, we should be able to pay things off. Now, the other way of looking at that is going to be our imports and our exports, right? So what are we actually doing there? Let's do this year. A little tough too because these things change, right? So yeah, it doesn't give us the sum. So if through the course of the year we spent 52,000, but the other thing that I don't like about this, well, it's not that I don't like it, but in this case it's tough because a lot of this is going to be for constructions, right? Construction's not going to, is part of it, but it's not something that's consistent. In other words, you know, we're not always spending the same amount on construction, and then each construction that we spend in the long run is going to be beneficial to paying off the debt anyway. So it's depending on how you want to look at it, but look, we can get a helicopter. Oops, I think I deleted another new vehicle. Uh-oh, loyalty seems low. Let's go 20%. Yeah, so why is your loyalty low here? Do we need another statue closer? Does that close statue really help? What over here? We don't have any people. Yeah, is there a particular reason for that? So does that make sense? But so yeah, overall I'd have to say we're advancing. We don't have a lot to export, but at this stage of the game, everything we don't import, as long as we're not being wasteful. So like, people are our biggest resource to keep busy. We don't want many unemployed. Right, so but we also don't want a lot of extra stuff. Right, like we don't want these trucks running back and forth for... Yeah, see, he dumps his whole load, or close to it, but... Look at that. Yeah, see, we've emptied out the entire wood thing, so we should probably calm him down a little bit. Alright, let's go. Let's send him back to the depot. Yeah, there's... Alright, we'll let that build back up. But that's the kind of wasteful thing, you know, with that guy running back and forth for nothing. These guys are kind of running back and forth. Let's let one of them empty out. And we'll send him back too. Yep, he's full of wood. Yeah, well, you can sit there with your wood. So those are the little inefficiencies that the distribution office can do better, right? Because they wouldn't necessarily send it. So we will get into one. I'm just not ready. Right. And loyalty seems low. Definitely pointing at this house where there's only 9 people. So we'll say, look, it just went up too. So another new helicopter. Hey, Big Papa. Good morning. How are you doing today? Lines are visible at the platform as well. Oh yeah, like... I know what you mean. So you're saying come in here and see the related lines. Yeah. Yeah, no, I definitely confused myself with the not realizing that these... I just forgot about that little bus stop while I was looking at this one. So that started the confusion. But yeah, and I was close to getting it, wasn't I? I just... Yeah, I didn't do it that way. That would have been a lot easier and probably less confusing. Yeah, I got you there. We're going to see what we can do about that citizen loyalty. All right, it seems like we play and we go through a whole year and then I run the winter, which is probably fine because things get a lot less exciting in the winter. Let's see now, are we done this construction? Nothing. Yeah, let's get these guys assigned out to that. Now these guys are also good deliverers of gravel. Like if there's an assignment that requires a bunch of that, we can... Alright, so now this guy's ready to store gravel. So I'm thinking, just for now, we don't even really have to, we'll take this guy. Alright, just to be a little cheap about the trucks. So you go from here to there. Yeah, this is the bummer about, we'll have them wait up here, but this is where you, if you're going to do this, you definitely need to consider having the, what do you call it, one of those feed-in unloading platforms, unloading depots. All right, so you can go. Yeah, they're just going to keep telling me about that loyalty until I do something. All right, I'm not sure. Is it still going up? Well, it's at 21%. I'm not sure. Do they have to go past it? Is that part of it? Like this one doesn't do any good. At least it doesn't have loyalty. It's a modded one and it just doesn't mention any loyalty. Then again, these don't mention it, but it does say on the construction screen, this one doesn't say loyalty. So we tear this one down and put another, or do we try another one over like here, say, you know, like somewhere, can we get one in here where they all have to go past it or tend to go past it? I don't know. I don't know that much about the loyalty. Overall, So that, you know, it's been pretty steady, even if I do this year. It's not... It's not out of the realm of what would be normal. So that must mean some houses are full, by the way, because they won't move into that house unless they're... Let's go see what caught fire. Well, our asphalt plant keeps catching fire. They're going to be tired of putting the same thing out, huh? See how they do. No problem for our guys. Aggregate vehicles loading. That's what I was looking for. Or unloading in this case, but yes. Either one, I guess, sort of works, right? As long as you're doing it. So speaking of which, I think, again, because this is the area we need to push further that way, do we go in here and start coal or oil as a priority over the bitumen? You can probably, speaking of, where the heck am I at? All right, let's get this guy. All right, still working on that, because then he can get in here and start doing this. I don't have a problem with working on both, but I just think our problem's going to be, in the long run, getting too much debt and, you know, like focus on one and then just do the next. Like, in other words, before we get too much into that, I want to get this built, you know, get some actual money coming in. In the meantime, look, we're up to 500 people. So in this, you know, the last 2 hours or so, we have gone up like almost 200 people. So that's great, you know, which just leads to more people. It also leads to me not minding, rather than building too many more houses over here, right? We'll get up to, what, 75, you know, workers in each of these. That's going to be, what, 325, or no, 225 on both sides is going to be 450. There we go. There comes the fun. Now, did we get this done? I don't think we would have. And if we didn't, I think we just need to... All right. Let's see what related vehicles we have. Well, 4 workers. See, and this is the problem I had last winter. I can't just let it... I think I'm going to have to cancel it. See, like... Oh, there he goes. He hit at least the spots that we... And then that's dump trucks in his way. Yeah, see, I don't think there's a limit to how far they're willing to travel. So yeah, see, he'll travel for 4 hours. Let's see how far they get before they lose their people. So we'll pin this up over here. Follow him for a few minutes. I don't think anything else catastrophic is happening. What's our global market report? Price of oil is going down. Ooh. It doesn't really affect us at this point. Oops. Notification. Yeah, I can appreciate that you keep telling me that. See, are we going to make it all the way out there? Not really helping overly much that dump truck's right away, but that's all part of the problem, right? It's the dump truck's going slower because of the snow. It just... Because I sat there before there, it didn't even really dawn on me that that was actually stopping all the other constructions. How far along? So they've been traveling for 2 hours to get here. So they're going to make it. But they were already a good chunk of the way here. And then the other thing to keep in mind is I didn't have this other guy plowing up by the farm, so that could help a little bit. And then we have more people in general, which is definitely going to help a lot. Yeah, 2 hours, 2.5 hours to get to this point in the game. Undesignate that building near the store. Um, it could. I'm not sure that at this point it makes too much difference, other than, right, because they're going to kind of end up going there anyway, but we could. I'm assuming you don't like designating the buildings, Teapot. And I think really when I've tried it both ways. I like designating the buildings myself. I don't really find it to be terribly different one way or the other, right? Though certainly once you have enough people, there's no real reason to designate the buildings because you're just filling up whatever, you have enough people. Like when you first start out, limiting the number of people that go to different places is sort of tough because you just don't have enough people for your shopping center at all, right? So, or school in this case, or shopping center. Right? You know what I mean? Like you just don't have 10 sellers, period. But see, now we have 10 of 10 sellers, and we can start. It's a lot easier to limit it using it that way. So, okay, we'll do it. All right. Like I said, there's no. But this one I'll leave on here just in case. It doesn't bother me that these educated people are going to go here. Now, what is our unemployment? That's the only other thing you got to watch is just that you're not getting a lot of unemployed. Yeah, 21 workers. So that means, why don't we up that number just in case. I don't think we really need that. We got the doctors in good shape. School should be maxed out, right? Yep, kindergarten. Yeah, we need to almost talk about another kindergarten sooner than later, too, because that's one of those hypercritical things. And then we probably could... Now, do the agents need to be educated? All right. I mean, they are university educated. But do they have to be? And then, I don't know that we need this many of them. Let's go with 10. Seems like it would be... And this definitely doesn't seem to be improving our loyalty. I guess it just stops them from escaping. Or just does it only tell us that the citizens' loyalty seems to be too low? Like now it's almost annoying because it keeps flashing. Look, we're up to 24. So we'll see. Yeah, it could create unemployment, like like this. So that is the other option would be to like send them to work in more places too. But like I said, I want to make sure we always have enough educated people. We'll see how it goes. But this shouldn't. By the way, this I don't think is going to create unemployed people because they're all just going to the bus stop. Now they'll just go wherever. But it's pretty much going to be the bus stop. Just a few percentage of these people will go to other places. It's fine. We're in good shape. Yep. Old Gravers, Sun Trap. Money, 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 money. Oh yeah, good call. Took me a half a second to figure out what you were trying to tell me. But good call. Alright, so let's see. Production stopped. Okay. Let's borrow the same amount. We're pretty much going to wrap up fairly soon here. Right, borrow money. 635.03. So I don't really know how much we paid off last time, but it definitely feels like it hasn't gone up too overly much. So now part of our problem will be, yeah, let's go and redo these constructions. Will be one of the last things we do, just to. All right, let's stop having them try to even do that one. We'll just work on this stuff here during the winter, because it'll be close enough that we can get to it without too many heartaches. All right, which we were trying to do that anyway. So I'll work on that in between the episodes. How do we make out with our farm? Well, we've lost crops, I'm sure, but we're full up again, and it's just a matter of we need to use more of it or export more of it. What do we got here? Production stopped. You're back. It's just that. How is our unemployed? Actually, if we have so many, thinking about the unemployed there, what is our... Yeah, we're getting so many university educated. That's the other side of it, just making sure you have enough of them. So let's just give it a shot and see. I don't think it'll cause a problem if I take this one off at this point. And a lot of times that's why if you've seen in my other videos, I put a little building where I tend to try to keep the educated in there, or at least have a place that, even if I take this off, right, I like to keep a little house near the school so that if you do start having educated problems with your having enough educated people, you can buy them right in that house and they're just assigned there. You know, it's, you know, because that is the one thing that can still happen to you, I've noticed. But we're in good shape. There we go. So we got all the assignments off. You know, I don't know if that'll help our unemployment too much, but those people can choose where they want to go work. Like you said, I think we have plenty of highly educated people. I just don't want too many of them, in a sense, going to these places. Oh yeah, footpaths. I think we got a lot of them done. We do have some more on this other side. Yeah, we got that done. Now let's do... I don't even know if we really need to do that one, but we could do those three. I'll do these in between. Right. That'll just block them, but they can come around and go no problem around there. I don't want to do this one because I can't get in there. Oops. Will this stop anybody? No, I think this one we can do too. No, we did... Oh no, because they can drive up this way. So they should be good to go. I think they can get in and do all of that paving. Good thing to do for the winter times, get that done. Yes, no doubt. Well, anything you can do close. That's why it'll be nice to get a construction office here so we can keep working on this further. I mean, I might as well, since these guys don't need people, yeah, it's just going to take them forever and a day. You know, they'll plug away at it. How are we doing on it? 29%? Yeah, it's good. Then we'll have to get this bridge built. That'll be the tough part. We should be able to build it if we had people here. The problem is that 4 hours away from all the way down here? We're going to probably try to find out because we're not going to have people living over here just yet. Maybe in the beginning of the next one, we'll talk about, you know, building this town out, designing it, and then we'll also start building this town out and designing it. Did we get that construction done? I think we did. Oh no, that's... I think I already assigned it. Good. Well, he's busy. All of our construction people are busy. Any other thoughts or questions you had, concerns that I should be aware of before we leave? Got our loans, you know, we're not in a good situation, but, you know, we need to keep building stuff and building up our number of people. Let's take a last look at, let's slow it down to the normal speed even. Take a last look at this and just see how we're doing if we go Yeah, you know, as a matter of fact, let's pause it just so we can see this year. All right, actual population. There you go, up to 300 workers. That's a nice. It's almost 50% more than we started with. So then we have a nice steady flow of babies and children. That's exactly what you want to see right there. Just a nice steady increase in all of it. And how about happiness? Yeah, well, it's pretty close to 100%. We dropped back down, but sometimes that's just people moving out of their parents' house. They're not fully satisfied until they've lived there and got all their stuff. Health, it's okay. Could be a little bit higher, but not sure why it's down at 86%. Loyalty, yeah, it's steady. I'm not too concerned. It's a little annoying to keep getting those messages, but alcohol, sports, yeah, that's very. I guess that does that drop down in the winter, I guess, for some reason. I guess because we can't do the outdoors. So we'll have to get them more sports entertainment at some point. Not too worried. I mean, they're happy as it is, so. Yeah, clothing we're importing now. That's a future worry. Take a quick look at this year. So what did we do as of December 28th anyway? So for the year we were minus 64,000 on imports and exports, which to me really is not that bad. I mean, we managed to do 67,000. We take a look at last year, we only exported 54,000 and we went 74 in the hole. So, yeah, now did we spend more or less? So this was last year, we spent 112,000 and we spent 128,000. So we're spending a good amount. A lot of that's going to be steel for construction and such. So I think, you know, we could talk about more people next time, but I think we're in a pretty good position. Let's go back. Yeah, this year, right? I mean, we're not there yet. We still are importing a lot more than we're exporting. But when you think about it, how much of that is construction? We can come over here and get an idea. Right, so constructions cost us 71,000 in resources. So when you think about it, if we would just stop the construction, we're almost at the break-even point on our loans. Now, we're not going to stop the construction because we need to keep growing, but we're really in a pretty decent spot as far as that's concerned, I think. The biggest issue we still need to keep in mind, too, is this. So I'll let this play forward, even if it switches to next year. We could always do last year. I just wanted to be able to kind of compare. And if we look at the year before, plus 158,000 this year, 200,000. So that's a 40,000 export increase this year. Or I'm sorry, overall production increase. So that's better than it just being an export. That's how much we're making more. So that's, when you think about that, that's a 33% increase. Our GDP is climbing quickly. And then we have our expenses. And when 80,000 of it is last year's expenses, this year was only 72. So we are spending more, of course, on our industry. Because as we ramp things up, we're still importing a lot of that stuff we're making. Or some of the stuff we're making. But good, that's a good sign. Speaking of that, how is our wood? Yeah, so this is definitely starting to scream out. Maybe we'll talk about distribution office over here. All right, I can start this guy, the wood guy, back to exporting again. Yeah, any other questions or anything else before I wrap it up? I appreciate you guys watching today. Like I said, before next episode or next weekend, I will my warm-up will be just keep working on this, get us through the winter time, of course. Probably come back just the way it's worked out, in the spring. Maybe this will be built by then. We'll see how it goes. Yes, you're right. Absolutely. No unemployed. That's a good thing for us. So thank you for that suggestion. Like I said, I think it's just weighing out. I think once you have enough educated, then you can turn this one off. Once you have just enough people in general, you can turn off, like, forcing them to the bus stop. I just wanted to always make sure we had enough to go over here, but now we will. Or at least we certainly should. Very good. Good job, Teapot. Thank you. And I hope you have a wonderful week. Any last... No, we're all lined up. I got a lot of construction to do. So I will keep working on that construction. And then I would expect us to maybe, like I said, start talking about a city over here and starting to get that built, which really probably means getting some kind of a construction supply zone out this way, because we're just talking about so much construction in this area that I think it's going to be well worth it. And that also push our supplies further out, and we probably talk about another one. I don't know. We'll have to see where we go. You know, we need to get a power plant. There's a lot of work that we would do if we did a power plant, steel mill, even if we did small ones. Oil. Getting to the oil will be nice too, because my vote would be that's the first thing if we're going over in this direction. Again, I don't think there's any reason we shouldn't keep working on getting the bauxite either. Right? I would just tend to favor going that direction first because we're heading more directly to the Soviet, where we need to be able to export things to the Soviet, right? If we run out of money to buy more vehicles, I don't need this half built and that half built, you know? Like, I'd rather ramp up the oil than get spread too thin and do neither successfully at all. Okay, I'll take a look at that, T-Bot. Thank you. Construction train. Yeah, we do need to get a construction crane. You know, at some point I question, is it better to get the steel mill going before you start building all the steel rails? It also doesn't hurt, I don't think, to have the concrete prefabs so that you can do the prefab panels and the steel rails and then cut down on the cost of laying all the track. So I just think for right now, the fact we need to get to the point we're not going into so much debt. if we don't do that, we're going to sink our ship. And so getting things like the factories going ASAP and get some extra exports, stop buying so much stuff. Good. Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I definitely do. Each Sunday, I'm starting to really look forward to it. It's a nice, relaxing way to be on Sunday morning. And I'm finding myself looking forward to it. I would have played several times during the week. That's the negative things about the live streams versus doing the real, like doing a regular series on the YouTube where it's not live, is that, like, if I feel like playing for a little while on a Saturday or Wednesday night, it's just tough to, necessarily start up the whole live stream for 3 or 4 hours or 2 hours. Maybe I should just do that. Like, maybe just have a 1 hour live stream sometime, right? No reason it has to be 2 if I'm too tired or just getting too late. Yeah, steel is so expensive. I agree with you there, Teapot. If we don't get steel going, it's just the benefit of the rails just gets so expensive that it's hard to pay back. If you're not at a certain point with your industries. What do we have going on here? Let's close that. Yeah. Oh yeah, no, I just wish you could tune down the snow, right? Like, it just, and I understand the difficulty. I can understand saying, hey, I want it to be this hard, boom, snow plowing, constant throughout the entire winter. But I think there's also, an argument to be made to have the cold temperatures without constant snow, where you still have to deal with the seasons on the crops. You still have to deal with heating all your places, but you're just not constantly on a blanket of white all winter. Like I would like it to be like half of it, like, or at least that setting would be nice. All right, guys. Well, thank you again. I'm gonna go quiet and leave it run for just a minute, and then I'll cut it off after that. So, thank you for watching, and I definitely plan on being back next weekend, and hopefully everything goes well in your week, and I hope to have a good one myself. And take care. Bye bye.